know that tourism in Pattaya can be a bit unpredictable. It's a place that always seems to go viral for its beach, nightlife, girls, and now recently, its customer base. Tourism revenue is something that Thailand relies on to help economically survive, and Pattaya is a city that heavily contributes to this. So, what is the situation currently like in Pattaya? And what direction is it taken to further boost its growth? For this video, I have carefully picked out some comments from viewers that I felt were good points to debate in regards to tourism and the potential future of Pattaya.
The Thai government is encouraging Indian tourism and discouraging Western, UK, EU tourists. Look at its visa policy. They think given the population and proximity, there's more money overall in Indian and Chinese tourists.
India is currently placed in Thailand's visa exemption list for 60 days, and it is obvious that there has been a push towards attracting an Indian customer base. The list has expanded to 93 countries, so Pattaya will also attract other people from countries such as Sri Lanka, Bhutan, just to boost tourism. But India has been the main talking point recently because of its fast growing economy and its population being over 1.4 billion people. Short clips about Pattaya's vibrant nightlife have been going viral everywhere, so it was inevitable that Pattaya was going to receive a high surge of Indian nationals. And because of the recent visa changes, Walking Street seeing the grand opening of many new Indian nightclubs, and now an annual celebration of the Holi festival on the Pattaya beach, it is clear to me that Thailand is taking steps into attracting a new customer base, with India being a primary target. Whether or not the rise in Indian tourism will have a positive effect on Thailand's overall revenue this year is yet to be seen. However, having a belief that the Thai government are discouraging Western tourists is completely untrue. Most Western countries are also in the visa exemption list, and the Thai government also tried to make an effort to attract more Western tourists, hence why they have announced the Rolling Loud Festival to be held in Pattaya later this year. A more valid reason as to why Westerners are becoming discouraged would be due to economic inflation and the strengthening of the Thai baht. But let me know in the comments below what you think. Pattaya is a very touchy topic to talk about, and to single out a nationality to be a contributing factor to Pattaya's potential drop in future tourism is going to be met with a lot of controversy. Right now, Indian tourism is on the up, and people argue that because of that, we will see a decline in Western tourism. Recently, there have been news reports of Thailand's drop in numbers, but the main culprit appears to have come from the Chinese tourists. Ironically, according to Thailand's inbound tourism statistics by nationality for 2025, there has actually been a rise in Western tourism. Even though the low season is too early to predict whether there will be a future drop in Western tourism, the numbers currently suggest otherwise. For now, there is just no evidence to suggest that Indian tourism is causing a decline for Western tourism in Thailand. While it may feel like there has been a sudden drop of Western tourism in Pattaya, it may be that the Westerners have instead crossed Pattaya off their to-do list and have chosen to spend their time in other cities. It genuinely was quite shocking to see the amount of hate received, and it wasn't just in regards to Pattaya, but also to other parts of the world. It seems to be a universal thing where they are ridiculed online for their bad habits and their lack of consideration towards others. It was quite baffling because almost all of my interactions with them here in Pattaya and Thailand have been very welcoming. Talking to them has been pleasant, and I've had some fun party nights in Bangkok with them. But if I was to take a neutral stance here, even though my experiences have been positive, it won't necessarily be the case for others, and therefore I can see where their resentment comes from.
I've been coming here for years now, the video was balanced. There is a real angst among many to see so many Indians in Pattaya, so here is the perspective. The Indian economy is growing and disposable income is gone up. Remember the ways of Japanese tourists with their cameras in the 90s, and the Chinese invading Europe and everywhere in the 2000s. Now it's India's turn.
This comment was quite long, and I couldn't fit all of it on the screen where it would be readable, but the meaning behind it is still clear with what you can already see. Without boring you too much with statistics and history, it simply means that Pattaya is a place that is constantly changing. Whether it's due to the tourism competition of neighbouring countries or the rise in inflation, Pattaya needs to adapt because tourism is a significant driver of Thailand's economy. Brits, Americans, Russians, Chinese, we can moan and say the list time and time again. The bottom line is that Pattaya desperately needed to recover from COVID. Many places shut down, Indian entrepreneurs saw the opportunity and seized it, hence why we now have a sudden surge in Indian tour buses and nightlife. It's their turn, and in the distant future, it will be someone else's turn. There are too many Indian nightclubs. We've already seen the collapse of one, and in a few years' time, the story will be the same for other venues. Around 2, maybe 3 will establish its place on Walking Street, and that will be that. For the people that have enjoyed travelling every year to Pattaya for the last 20 years, this is something that will be hard to accept, and it is completely understandable. Because to them, it was a city that met their expectations with excitement and joy, whereas now, in their eyes, it has developed into something almost unrecognisable.
Why would anyone waste travel time by going to Pattaya? So many better towns to spend your vacation. Thailand, Vietnam, and Malaysia are loaded.
This comment follows on nicely from what I just spoke about, and it is right, but only to a certain extent. People come on vacation here for different reasons. Some people come for daytime activities, some come for islands, and some come specifically for nightlife and girls. If Pattaya has reached a point for you where it's getting too expensive, or the girls have higher expectations, or if you are uncomfortable witnessing some kind of Russian, Arab, Indian demographic, then go somewhere else. If you are someone that prefers daytime activities, then there will be better towns to spend your time at. For example, Chanthaburi is a hidden gem. That province has cleaner air quality and has some national parks with really beautiful waterfalls. If you want to start somewhere, start with that. It's just a couple of provinces away from Pattaya. But in regards to girls and nightlife, this is where going to other towns gets a bit tricky. There's no point in saying Bangkok and Phuket, because these are the obvious answers and they aren't really good alternatives. Phuket, you have to pay entry fees to get into clubs, and even though Bangkok has a huge nightlife scene, it's more expensive in terms of transport and drink prices. Although, a frequent answer that has been given as a decent alternative for Pattaya is Udon Thani, which is a province up in the northeastern part of Thailand. I visited that place once a couple of years back, and while it did have its fair share of nightlife and farang bars, half of it had to shut down due to the COVID pandemic. The northeastern part of Thailand is argued to be the poorest area in the country, so whether or not the province has made a recovery since then, I don't know. There is also another place to consider called Hua Hin, which is located on the Gulf of Thailand. It is worth exploring because it is quieter, cleaner, has a beach, but also has a fair number of bars and nightlife. But regardless of what people say and what nationalities have been taken over, Pattaya should still be considered an option to come, because it has a big range of daytime activities and some of the best nightlife in the country. As well as that, the Thai girls are already familiar with foreign faces and the Pattaya lifestyle. But in reality though, it is getting more expensive, so the real alternative is to explore your options, go to a cheaper country that is trending, and cross Thailand off your vacation list.